శుభవస్త్రయుగ్మం దేవ దివ్య కాంచన సన్నిభం శుభప్రద గృహాణత్వం లంబోదరహరాత్మజ పరసిద్ధి వినాయకాయ నమః. వస్త్రయుగ్మం సమర్పయామి. తీసుకుని మీరు నాకు లేకపోతే నాకు పెట్టాలంటే పెట్టు. వాడు పెట్టుకుని వినాయకుడు ముందు నుంచి బొట్టు పెట్టినా ఉన్నాయి, పెట్టాను. ఇప్పుడు పెడతాను, మళ్ళీ స్నానం అయ్యాక పెడతాను. వస్త్రయుగ్మం సమర్పయామి. గంధం గంధస్యోపరి అలంకారార్థం కుంకుమ ధారయామి. ఓం శ్రీ వరసిద్ధి వినాయకాయ నమః. ఆభరణార్థం పుష్పం సమర్పయామి. ఓం పుష్పమాల్యాని సమర్పయామి. ఇప్పుడు ఆ కార్డు ఉంటే దాని దగ్గర ఉంటుంది, లేకపోతే ముందుకు పోతుంది. ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. అథాంగ పూజాం కరిష్యే. అక్షంతలు తీసుకుంటారా? హరి ఓం గణేశాయ నమః. పాదౌ పూజయామి. ఓం ఏకదంతాయ నమః. కుల్పౌ పూజయామి. ఓం శూర్పకర్ణాయ నమః. జానునే పూజయామి. ఓం విఘ్నరాజాయ నమః. జంఘే పూజయామి. ఓం ఆహ్వానాయ నమః. ఉరుం పూజయామి. ఓం హేరంబాయ నమః. కటిం పూజయామి. ఓం లంబోదరాయ నమః. ఉదరం పూజయామి. ఓం గణనాథాయ నమః. నాభిం పూజయామి. ఓం గణేశాయ నమః. ఉదయం పూజయామి. ఓం స్థూలకంఠాయ నమః. కంఠం పూజయామి. ఓం స్కందాకృతాయ నమః. స్కందౌ పూజయామి. ఓం పాశహస్తాయ నమః. హస్తౌ పూజయామి. ఓం గజవక్త్రాయ నమః. వక్త్రం పూజయామి. ఓం విఘ్నహంత్రే నమః. నేత్రే పూజయామి. ఓం శూర్పకర్ణాయ నమః. కర్ణౌ పూజయామి. ఓం బాలచంద్రాయ నమః. లలాటం పూజయామి. ఓం విఘ్నరాజాయ నమః. సర్వాణ్యంగాన్ని పూజయామి. ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. నా అథాంగ పూజాన్ సమర్పయామి. ఓకే సరే. ఏకవింశతి పత్ర పూజ మీరు పనిచేయండి. యజ్ఞోపవీతం సరే, యజ్ఞోపవీతం సమర్పయామి. చెప్పేసి మీరు అందరూ వాళ్ళని తీసుకుంటారు. నేను పక్కన ఎదుగుతాను, మీరిద్దరు ముందుకు వచ్చి పెట్టారా? నువ్వే పెట్టేయచ్చు ముందుకు వచ్చి. నేను చేయకపోతే పత్రి పూజ. ఓకే, అప్పుడు గడ్డి కోసుకొచ్చారు, ఇద్దరు మధ్యలో పెట్టుకోండి. ఇవి అన్నీ ఇవే కదా. జిప్లాక్ బ్యాగ్ అక్కడ జిప్లాక్ బ్యాగ్లో ఉన్నాను. ముందు పత్రి పూజ.
Okay. Do you want to explain again, just to say?
So as explained in the initial introduction, now we are performing the prayer with all supposed to be medicinal leaves. ओम सुमुखाय नमः we are sorry if anything goes wrong, but we will have to continue this prayer with focus. ओम सुमुखाय नमः వేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళండి నాన్న ఇంకా ओम सुमुखाय नमः माची पत्रं समर्पयामि ओम श्री गणाधिपाय नमः बृहति पत्रं समर्पयामि ओम उमापुत्राय नमः बिल्वपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम गजाननाय नमः दूर्वायुग्मं समर्पयामि ओम हरस्वरवे नमः दत्तूरपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम लंबोदराय नमः बद्रीपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम गुहाग्रजाय नमः अपामार्गपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम जलकर्णाय नमः देवकाञ्चनपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम एकदन्ताय नमः च्यूतपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम विकटाय नमः करवीरपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम भिन्नदन्ताय नमः विष्णुक्रान्तपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम वटवे नमः दाडिमीपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम सर्वेश्वराय नमः देवदारुपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम पालचन्द्राय नमः पर्वकपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम हिरम्बाय नमः शिस्तुवारपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम शूर्पकर्णाय नमः जातिपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम सुराग्रजाय नमः धातकीपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम विभवक्त्राय नमः समीपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम विनायकाय नमः जम्बूपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम सुरसेविताय नमः कपित्थपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम कपिलाय नमः अर्कपत्रं समर्पयामि ओम वरसिद्धिविनायकाय एकविंशतिपत्राणि समर्पयामि. Okay. Now అష్టోత్తర శతనామాలు 108 పేర్లతోటి పూజ చేస్తున్నాము. మీరు అలా వేసుకుంటూ ఓం 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 అనుకుంటూ మీరు వేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళండి, సరేనా? ఓం గజాననాయ నమః ఓం గణాధ్యక్షాయ నమః ఓం విఘ్నరాజాయ నమః ఓం విఘ్ననాయకాయ నమః ఓం ద్వైమాతురాయ నమః ఓం విముఖాయ నమః ఓం ప్రముఖాయ నమః ఓం సుముఖాయ నమః ఓం పృథివే నమః ఓం सुप्रदीपाय नमः ओम सुखनिधये नमः ओम सुराध्यक्षाय नमः ओम सुरारिघ्नाय नमः ओम महागणाधिपतये नमः ओम मान्याय नमः ओम महाकालाय नमः ओम महाबलाय नमः ओम निरम्बाय नमः ओम लंबजठराय नमः ओम ह्रस्वग्रीवाय नमः ओम महोदराय नमः ओम मदोत्कटाय नमः ओम महावीराय नमः ओम मंत्रिणे नमः ओम मंगलस्वराय नमः ओम प्रमदाय नमः ओम प्रथमाय नमः ओम प्राज्ञाय नमः ओम विघ्नकर्णे नमः ओम विघ्नकर्त्रे नमः ओम विघ्नहन्त्रे नमः ओम विश्वनेत्रे नमः ओम विराट्पतये नमः ओम श्रीपतये नमः ओम वाक्पतये नमः ओम शृंगारिणे नमः ओम आश्रितवत्सलाय नमः ओम शिवप्रियाय नमः ओम शीघ्रकारिणे नमः ओम शाश्वताय नमः ओम बलाय नमः ओम बलोदीप्ताय नमः ओम भवात्मजाय नमः ओम पुराणपुरुषाय नमः ओम पूष्णे नमः ओम पुष्करोत्तिप्तवारिणे नमः ओम अग्रगण्याय नमः ओम अग्रपूज्याय नमः ओम अग्रगामिने नमः ओम मंत्रकृते नमः ओम चामीकरप्रभाय नमः ओम सर्वस्मै नमः ओम सर्वोपन्यासाय नमः ओम सर्वकर्त्रे नमः ओम सर्वनेत्रे नमः ओम सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः ओम सर्वसिद्धये नमः ओम पंचहस्ताभ्ये नमः ओम पार्वती नंदनाय नमः ओम प्रभवे नमः ओम कुमारगुरवे नमः ओम अक्षोभ्याय नमः ओम कुञ्जरासुरभञ्जनाय नमः ओम प्रमोदाय नमः ओम मोदकप्रियाय नमः ओम कांतिमते नमः ओम ध्रुमते नमः ओम कामिने नमः ओम कवित्त वनप्रियाय नमः ओम ब्रह्मचारिणे नमः ओम ब्रह्मरूपिणे नमः ओम ब्रह्मविद्यादि दानभुवे नमः ओम जिष्णवे नमः ओम विष्णुप्रियाय नमः ओम भक्तजीविताय नमः ओम जितमन्मधाय नमः ओम ऐश्वर्यकारणाय नमः ओम ज्यायसे नमः ओम यक्षकिन्नरसेविताय नमः ओम गंगासुताय नमः ओम गणाधीशाय नमः ओम गंभीर निनदाय नमः ओम वटवे नमः ओम अभीष्टवरदाय नमः ओम ज्योतिषे नमः ओम भक्तनिलये नमः ओम भावगम्याय नमः ओम मंगलप्रदाय नमः ओम अव्यक्ताय नमः ओम अपाकृतपराक्रमाय नमः ओम सत्यधर्मिणे नमः ओम सख्ये नमः ओम सरसाम्बुनिधये नमः ओम महेशाय नमः ओम दिव्यांगाय नमः ओम मणिकिङ्किणी मेखलाय नमः ओम समस्तदेवतामूर्तये नमः ओम सहिष्णवे नमः ओम सतोत्थिताय नमः ओम विभूतकारणे नमः ओम विश्वदृशे नमः ओम विश्वरक्षाकृते नमः ओम कल्याणगुरवे नमः ओम उन्मत्तवेषाय नमः ओम अपारपराक्रमाय नमः ओम समस्तजगदाधाराय नमः ओम सर्वैश्वर्यप्रदाय नमः ओम अक्रान्तचिदचित्प्रभवे नमः ओम विघ्नेश्वराय नमः ओम वरसिद्धिविनायकाय अष्टोत्तरशतनाम पूजान् समर्पयामि बिल्वपत्रं पूजयामि ओम त्रिदलं त्रिगुणाकारं त्रिनेत्रं च त्रियायुधं त्रिजन्मपापसंहारं एकबिल्वं शिवार्पणम् Parasiddhi Vinayakaya Namaha Bilvapatram Samarpayami. Govinda. So here I'll give you a little explanation of Vinayaka and what we should learn from this. So Vinayaka, if you look at his picture, you can search on Google Vinayaka Vigneshwara Ganesh. So he has elephant head, pot belly, short hands, and very short legs. His vehicle is a rat.
He rides around on a rat. On a mouse.
So, can you imagine how you can give compliment to such a person? Is there anything, because it's elephant, he's elephant headed, his ears are very big, eyes are very small, and then he has that trunk. If a person comes like that before you, how can you compliment him? We always struggle to give compliments to people. Even though the people are very good, the person is very good, handsome, still it is not inbuilt us to give compliments to others. If you go to any management class also, in that they will say within that table, you may not be knowing the next person, but we say give that person compliments. At least 2 compliments, and around the table, if you have 6 people, every person has to give compliments to the rest of the 5 people. That's how it is practiced. And from this prayer, we are saying the same thing. We are saying, Oh Gajananaya Namaha. Saying, oh.
1 second. It's okay? Alright.
So, Gajananaya Namaha, we are saying, Oh elephant-headed God, I am praying you. And we say, Oh long ears God, I pray you. Short hands God, I pray you. Short legs God, pot belly God. So we are giving the same characteristics, physical characteristics of the God, and we are praying. What does that mean? Whenever you are very sincere in your compliment, the other person will accept it. Because that other person knows what he is, how he looks. If you come to me and then say, oh, you are like a 6-footer guy, you are such a great basketball player, you look like a basketball player, I would say, what are you talking? You are talking nonsense. And immediately I know that the compliment is not wholehearted compliment. You are trying to please me by some reason. Instead, if you give me the compliments in the real sense with whole heart, even if you call me fat, you call me short, you call me black, whatever you call me, I still can take that compliment. Black, white, whatever color, by my color, whatever it is. Or if I'm a bald-headed guy, you say, oh, bald head, I pray you. The lesson from here is you have to learn to give compliments to the other person in a sincere manner, wholeheartedly. At the same time, the receiver also has to take the compliments wholeheartedly. Most of the time, even if the other guy is genuine in giving the compliments, when we are taking it, we think that, oh, we have to take it with a pinch of salt. Because that guy must be thinking something else internally, and when he called me, oh, short guy, I'm praying you. Oh, short guy, I'm praising you. Fine, I'm short. And so he's telling me the truth. What is there in masking it off? But as long as the other person is giving it genuinely, you take it. Now, we do not know the intentions of the other person. Even if that person is trying to pull your leg by calling with some names, take that as a compliment. If someone calls me I'm short, yes, I take it as a compliment. Someone calls me ugly, fine, I take it as a compliment because that's how I look. So I take it. By that, I'm very happy. When I think that you are praising me, I'm very happy. If I think you are cursing me, if you are using bad words to me, I'm unhappy. What is the motive of my life? I want to be happy under any circumstances. If that is the case, I have to accept anything that is coming into my life. with whole heart and also as a compliment. That's what we are doing. Vinayaka, we are saying Om Gajananaya Namo, elephant headed for God, pot belly God, short legs God. We are giving him compliment because we know he is going to remove our obstacles. So we are wholeheartedly praying him with his physical characteristics, and he is also taking it wholeheartedly with right attitude. So at the end of this prayer, what we have to learn in our personal life is, if anyone is complimenting you, whichever way, take it as best compliment you got and be happy. And if you have to give compliment to someone, do not hesitate. Give genuine compliment with perfect intentions.
Yeah.
That's all we learn from this prayer. So now dhupamagrapayami. Om Sri Varasiddhi Vinayakaya Namaha. Dhupamagrapayami. Om Sri Varasiddhi Vinayakaya Namaha. Sakshat Deepam Darsayami. Dhupadhipanantaram Suddha Achamaniyam Samarpayami. Naivedyam Pramila? Anni. Yeah. ఇంక ఇవన్నీ తీసేయండి ఇక్కడి నుంచి. ఇక్కడికి వస్తుంది కదా. గరికి పూజ తర్వాత వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఇందులో అలాగే చెప్పాను.
ఎదుర్కొనే పెట్టారు. ఇది చైతన్య పడుతుంది
అంతేనా?
ఉండరండి, నేను జీలకాయ పెడతాను. ఎవరికి వాళ్ళకే పెడతాం. మీరు ఎవరికి
అయితే అక్కడ ఎవరి దగ్గర అక్కడ పెట్టుకుంటే
ఏంటో నాకు తెలియదు.
ఇదే మహానైవేద్యం అంతే. నైవేద్యం ఇంకా మళ్ళా ఇంకేం లేదు. తర్వాత పెట్టేది ఇప్పుడే. ఇది అయిపోయింది. వరసిద్ధి వినాయకుడు ఇంక కదే. అదే అంటున్నా ఇంకా. ఓకే. ఓం బీజపురామ్రపనస ఖర్జూర కదలీఫలం నారికేళఫలం దివ్యం గృహాత్యాం జగతపతే ఏకవింశతి సంఖ్యాకాన్ మోదకాన్ మృతపాచికాన్ అన్యాని భక్ష్యభోజ్యాని చోష్యలేహ్యాదికాని చ మయా దత్తాని సంగృహ్య నైవేద్యం విఘ్ననాయక ఈప్సితం మే వరం దేహి పవిత్రం చ పరాంగతిం. శ్రీ వరసిద్ధి వినాయకాయ నమః. భక్ష్యభోజ్య లేహ్య చౌక్యాది మహానైవేద్యం. So we always purify anything that we are offering to God. So తీసుకోండి అదే. ఓం భూర్భువస్సువః భర్గో దేవస్య ధీమహి ధియో యో నః ప్రచోదయాత్. సత్యం వర్ధేన పశ్చించామి అమృతమస్సు అమృతోపస్త్రమసి ఆర్ధాం పుష్కరిణీం పుష్టిం సువర్ణామయం మాలినీం సూర్యాం హిరణ్మయీం లక్ష్మీం జాతవేదోమావః. శ్రీ వరసిద్ధి వినాయకాయ నమః. మహానైవేద్యం సమర్పయామి. ఓం ప్రాణాయ స్వాహ. ఓం అపానాయ స్వాహ. ఓం ధ్యానాయ స్వాహ. ఓం ఉదానాయ స్వాహ. ఓం సమానాయ స్వాహ. ఓం బ్రహ్మణ్యే స్వాహ. మధ్యే మధ్యే పానీయం సమర్పయామి. అమృతాపానం సూత్రాపసం సమర్పయామి. హస్తో వృక్షాలయం పాదో వృక్షాలయామి. శుద్ధ ఆచమనీయం సమర్పయామి. తాంబూలం అరే తాంబూలం. So when we are offering God food, you have to do it with such an attention. Imagine your guest is at home. You are offering food. What do you do? Can you just leave it on the table and then say, okay, whenever you want to eat, you eat? Instead, you will say, you ask that person to sit, you will give full attention. మూడు కావాలా సార్? నేనే పెట్టేస్తాను. సో you have to sit next to the guest and then explain all the food items that we are offering to the guest and say how to eat that. And if that guest is incapable of eating oneself, we offer, we just put it into their mouth like that. Similarly, when we were offering Naivedyam, because he cannot extend his hand and eat, we believe he is sitting there. Always it's the belief. What you think is most important. So here also we believe that he is sitting there and we are feeding him with our right hand. And again we are performing. Some more food was made for that purpose. We'll be doing it more. Shri Varasiti Vinayaka Namaha Mahanaivedyam. Om Pranaya Swaha. Om Apahanaya Swaha. Om Dhyanaya Swaha. Om Udanaya Swaha. Om Samanaya Swaha. Om Brahmanye Swaha. Madhye Madhye Panayam Samarpayami. Amridatam Sutra Pasumorpayami. Tasma Vrikshadayam Pada Vrikshadayami. Suddha Achamanayam Samarpayami. Tambuladham Battai Phalanivedanam Samarpayami. Tambulanantaram Suddha Achamanayam Samarpayami. So after offering food, we offer water for hand wash, mouth wash,
drinking.
and then again we follow the food with fruit. So he has been comforted, he has been fed. Now we are asking what we want from him.
There's one thing I wanted to say, so that the reason why we do all this process is not just so we learn how to talk with God, but just any guest that comes into the home, right? So when we have guests, we want to do all this, especially if it's like someone that we need to sit down for a business deal or something like that. If you want your deal to go well, you want to make them happy, right? Whoever your partner is or whoever you're going to discuss with, you want them to be in a good mood before you then start talking business with them. Similarly, with God, we're like, okay, we want things from you. We want, good health. We want good life, good family, etc., good fortune. So before you ask them, you want to make sure that they are happy and content. Hence the reason why you sit them down, make them comfortable, feed them, and then only after all of that is done is then when you sit and say, okay, now this is what we want, kind of situation. So that's now where we're at, is we've made him content. Now we have to ask what we want.
Purānanda Nirājananda Sayami Nirājanantaram Suddha Achamaniyam Samarpayami. Let's go. Significance of this is every person has aura, every item has aura, even God also has aura. If there is a dip if the people who can see aura, if they can see if there is a dip here, before even I get the physical ailment, the aura shows it off, the color of the aura, the dip, whatever it is. So if they see a dip here, they can easily say you're going to have some pain in your hand. By doing this with the light turning around the person or God, we are filling that gap by transferring the energy from this lamp. By doing like this, we are giving an opportunity for the aura to set perfectly. And once we did that, this has got the energy from that God also. So we take it to our soul, saying that let my soul be happy. That's the significance of this. ఇప్పుడు దూర్వార యుగ్మం.
ఒకసారి కడిగినా
కడిగారా?
కడగలి ఒక్కసారి ఇస్తాను కొంచెం గట్టిగా.
ఏమైంది నువ్వెందుకు పంచ కట్టుకుని కూర్చోలేదు?
One second. Double check and make sure. Sorry, 1 second. We're doing a little bit more prep work that we need for the next step. As soon as that starts, we will be on our way.
తీసుకుని విడిదీసి
పై నుంచి కట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే. దూర్వాయుగ్మ పూజ. గణాధిపాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. మనం ఎక్కువ ఏమి ఉండదు, తొందరగా వేసేస్తూ ఉండండి. కొంచెం ఎక్కువ వేసినా పర్వాలేదు. గణాధిపాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం ఉమాపుత్రాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం ఆహ్వానాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం ఈశపుత్రాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం వినాయకాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం సర్వసిద్ధిప్రదాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం ఏకదంతాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం విభవక్త్రాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం మూషికవాహనాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం కుమారగురవే నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజయామి. ఓం వరసిద్ధి వినాయకాయ నమః. దూర్వాయుగ్మం పూజాన్ సమర్పయామి. Now, mantra pushpam. ओम सुमुखस्य एकदन्तस्य कपिलोकस्य कर्णकः लम्बोदरस्य विकटो विघ्नराजो गणाधिपः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः बालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डसूर्पकर्णः हेरम्बस्कन्दपूर्वः षोडशैतानि नामानि अपटे शृणुयादपि विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा सङ्ग्रामे सर्वकार्येषु विघ्नः न जायते. ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः. दिव्यश्री मन्त्रपुष्पं समर्पयामि. So now we have asked him what we want. In that we are saying that anything I am doing, whether I am entering the house, exiting the house, going for on a war, going for a good work, or for anything, please make sure that there are no hurdles. That's what we have asked. And here I wanted to make sure that one thing is clear. Whenever we do puja, especially the men, they do not wear anything on the top. That's because energy is absorbed from the upper body only. And when we are doing puja or prayer, we are always exchanging the energy. God has got more energy, so we are taking that energy into us. For that purpose, we don't want to have any insulation between us and the God. That's why if you have an electric cable and then you do not remove the insulation out of it, energy does not flow. You cannot have the contact with the energy. Similarly, here also we are not wearing anything above the top body, because we want to absorb that energy directly, and we do not want to have any insulation in between. That's all. It has nothing to do with our showing our six-pack or family pack.
Oh.
Right? Thank you. Now, Pradakshina. यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापात्मा पापसम्भवाः त्राहि मां कृपया देव शरणागतवत्सल अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्षगणाधिपा श्रीवरसिद्धिविनायकाय नमः आत्मप्रदक्षिणमस्कारान् समर्पयामि. So when we are calling, when we started the puja, we said God is somewhere else. We don't know where he is, but we were telling him our address and we were inviting him here. But at the end of the prayer, we realize that he is inside us in the form of soul. And so we are performing prayer to the soul inside, saying that I'm making pradakshina around me. I'm praying the God inside me, and then putting those akshatas, the rice with turmeric, and we put them there. So you have to graduate. When you start your prayer, you think God is somewhere else, but by the time you complete your prayer, you have to realize that God is everywhere, omnipresent. God is in me also. If that soul is not here, this is no more murti. It's a body. How am I getting the name? How am I getting addressed? Or whatever I am doing is because the soul is inside me. That means because the God is inside me, and so we are praying that God at the final stage. Then Chatram Achadayami Chatram. Chatram Achadayami Chamaram Vijayami. As we explained earlier, after the food is done, after his sitting there, we asked him what we wanted, all of that, and then we comfort him with a fan or air conditioner. Here, this is called chamaram. This is the tail of an animal which is available in Nepal, and that tail is
the tail fur. It's
tail
not,
fur. Yeah.
It's not the actual tail.
Right. The fur. It is supposed to have special qualities. It can it can disperse the positive energy equally. That's why if we believe that there is positive energy there, now we are doing it this way so that positive energy can go around and it can spread across. That's what we have done. And we want to entertain him. Now we are saying Nrutyam Darsayami. If there are any dancers, they can dance before him. And Geetam Sravayami, which means we will make him hear the songs. Singing. So people will sing for him. It's just like your guest. When the guest comes, you will make him all entertainment also, right? You show him movies. And you show him, you make him hear some good music that he loves. So similarly here also.
My mom is going to sing for us now. Yeah.
कलाधरावतंसकं विलासिलोकरक्षकं अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिते भदैत्यकं नतासुभासनासकं नमामि तं विनायकम्. ఇది ఒకసారి లైటింగ్ నతే భీకరం నౌభూతిసాఖ్యం భాస్కరం నమత్సురారినిర్జరం నతాధిపాకాపదుద్ధరం సురేశ్వరం నిధీశ్వరం గణేశ్వరం గజేశ్వరం महेश्वरं तमाश्रये परात् परं निरन्तरम् समस्तलोकशङ्करं निरस्तदैत्यकुञ्जरं दरेतरोदरं वरं वरेभवक्त्रमक्षरं कृपाकरं क्षमाकरं मुदाकरं यशस्करं मनस्करं नमस्कृतां नमस्करोमि भास्वरम् अकिञ्चनातिमार्जनं चिरन्तनोक्तिभाजनं पुरारिपूर्वनन्दनं सुरारिगर्वचर्वणं प्रपञ्चनासभीषणं धनञ्जयादिभूषणं कपोलदानवारणं भजे पुराणवारणम् नितान्तकान्तदन्तकान्तिमन्तकान्तकात्मजम् अचिन्त्यरूपमन्तरायमन्तरायहि कृतहिनं हृदन्तरे निरन्तरं वसन्तमेन योगिनं तमेकदं तमेव तं विचिन्तयामि सन्ततम् महागणेश पञ्चरत्नमादरेण योन्महं प्रजल्पति प्रभातके हृदि स्मरन् गणेश्वरम् अरोगतामदोषतां सुसाहितिं सुपुत्रतां समाहितायुरष्टभूतिमभ्युपैति सोचिरादि.
Okay, we got a verse with the second letter. Okay. Now we are offering our entire prayer to him, final prayer to him. Bhaktihinam Shaktihinam Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Shaktihinam Ganadhipaya Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tahasute Anaya Dhyana Avahana Shodasopchara Pujayan Cha Bhagavan Sarvatmaka Sri Varasiti Vinayaka Samarpayami. We have given all the prayers to him, offered the prayers, and we have given the result of that prayer also to him. We don't want to own anything. With that, the prayer is completed. Now we'll talk about the story. The story is always, any Hindu prayer follows with a story. And that story, if we read that story just like a story, it does not make any sense. You have to understand why that story is told to you. If someone says, oh, XYZ went on the east side and he fell down, he died. Immediately you will think that I'm not going on that side. If he's having trouble there, why should I go there? Similarly, when this story is told, you will have to get what you want to learn out of it. Let's see. Shiva and Parvati are out of the three major gods we have: protector, creator, protector, and discipliner, we will call it, or the god of
Destruction.
no, I don't want to call him as destruction. That's what people say. Shiva is a god of destruction, but he's not a destructor. He is last resort, god of last resort. When a person dies, no one wants to own that body. They want to give it away. They want to bury it, or they want to cremate it. At that time, he's standing there to accept the body. That's why he is the last resort of God of last resorts. If then there is no God who can help, no God who can take it, that's when he comes into picture. So Shiva and Parvati, his wife, they were very happy in their place. Rakshasa, a bad person, he prayed Shiva, God, whether you are good or bad, if you pray him with full attention, with sincerity, he would come to you. That's why when Gajasura prayed Shiva, Shiva went there, he asked him, what do you want? Gajasura, Gaja means elephant. So he is an elephant demon, elephant headed demon. He asked Shiva that you stay inside my tummy. I don't want you to go anywhere. You have to sit in my tummy. That's it. Shiva said, that's okay. What is the problem? I came here, you prayed me, I came here, you asked me for that. I'm going to sit in your stomach. Parvati was searching for him. She could not find him. So she went to Vishnu, who is the protector. So even for the gods, Vishnu is the protector. So she went to Vishnu and said, what happened? Where is my husband? I can't find him. Then Vishnu thought about it. He could realize with his powers, he could realize that Shiva is inside the tummy of that Gajasura. First of all, if you are promising anyone anything, always promise them that if I can do, I will do. If it is beyond my control, if I've already given it to someone else, don't ask for that. If you have given your iPhone gifted to someone and I say, give me that, you have to buy another one, but not pulling out of the other person and giving it to me, right? So similarly here also, you have to, when you are giving a blanket permission, blanket promise, always have some conditions around it. If I can do, if it is within my means, if I have not given it to someone else, then I can give you. Shiva did not say anything. He said, okay, what do you want? He said, fine, sit in my tummy. He has no other way. He had to stay in his tummy. And Parvati remembered Vishnu at that time, started praying him. Again, every human being, when in trouble only, thinks of the God. So instead of that, you better, if your parents expect your phone call them before they say something to you. Why are you not calling me? Instead, they are expecting you to do it. No problems. So Vishnu heard that. Vishnu never said, oh, did he ask me before giving him that boon? Why am I coming here now? As human beings, we do the same thing. Oh, did you ask me before doing it? Sorry, I'm not going to help you out. You're an idiot. That's why I'm not going to help you out. What is this? So, irrespective of what the other person has done, if you are in a position to help the other person, go ahead. No conditions attached to it. Help that person. Vishnu called Shiva's vehicle is
mount
a
or
buffalo.
mount, yeah. It's called mount.
Okay, mount. So Vishnu calls that mount. He decorates him. He calls other gods also. Said, come over. We are going to have a party, show business.
Yeah.
So he goes to Gajasura's place. He starts playing that mount, different forms. So people were surprised how a mount can make so many tricks, so many plays. Gajasura heard about it and he called them. Vishnu played it so well. Gajasura was very happy. He said, oh, I'm so happy because of your act. Ask me what you want. Now, second person, without thinking what the other person is, who the other person is, what he might be asking. He did not say. He was so happy. So, we make mistakes when we are very happy. We are excited. Then anything anyone asks, you just say, okay, I will give it to you. So be careful. You should be very careful when you are happy or when we are absolutely sad. Immediately Vishnu said, this is the vehicle of Shiva and he is in search of Shiva, so please give Shiva. Then Gajasura realized that he is Vishnu who is the protector and also who is the destroyer of evil. Then he prays to Paramashiva, the Shiva, that two things. You have to wear my skin.
I'll let you
Please.
go. I'll let you go.
I'll let you go. You are going to kill. Because how do you come out? You have to cut my stomach and come out. That means I'm going to die. So my wish to you is you have to tie my skin, take my skin and you have to wear that. So that way I'm always with you. Secondly, make my head prayed by the entire world. Shiva said, yes, what is there? Then the mount goes, kills Gajasura. Shiva comes out of the stomach. He takes the head, he takes the skin, he ties the skin around him, and then he's carrying his head.
Oh, I was always under the impression there was another story that he lets him be, and then when he comes back, he sends his servants, whichever animal is facing a certain direction and calling my name, bring me the head of that.
Anyway,
Okay, no mind.
so this is what I heard.
Oh,
I
yeah.
learned. Okay. Good that you heard a different version, but I can't comment on it.
Oh, just okay. I just was curious.
He takes his head. He started going back to Kailasam. That's the place where he and Parvati had their residence. Parvati heard about all this good news, so she wanted to make up. She wanted to be fresh, right? When your spouse is coming after long absence, you want to present the best of yourself. So she was taking bath. At that time, she created a small boy and gave him the life. And she told him, stand outside, guard my door, don't allow anyone to come inside my home. Again, when you are when you are giving instructions, you have to give exact instructions. Just don't give some instruction, right? When this again a story is told, a kid was sitting in the kitchen floor, on the kitchen floor. Mom started boiling milk and suddenly she had some work. She told the kid, hey, watch, milk will be boiling. And she left. By the time she came back, milk was overflowing everywhere on the floor. Then she asked, what are you doing? Why did you not turn off the stove? He said, how do I know that? You just said, watch milk boiling. I was watching it. It was overflowing. I was watching it. Similarly, when you are giving instructions, whether it is computer programming to adults, whoever it is, give instructions in very detailed manner and also make sure that they are perfect. Here, Parvati told that kid, do not allow anyone inside. I'm taking my bath. And she went, she was taking bath and she was getting ready. Shiva came. It was his home, right? You can just get in. But this kid said, no, you can't go inside. He was never told that Shiva will be coming, let him in. All she was told that don't let anyone in. So Shiva said, who are you? You were not there when I left the house. And who are you? Who are you who can stop me from getting inside the house, getting into the house? Then Vinayaka said, I don't know. My mom said no one should get inside. Shiva was in a hurry to see Parvati and he was so angry he had cut his head and walked straight into the house. Parvati was very happy. She welcomed him. They had their good time. They had their dinner, everything, lunch, whatever it is. They had their food. They were in a very happy mood. That's when suddenly Shiva remembered that kid outside. He said, who is that guy who was stopping me? Then Parvati said, oh, he's our son. I created him. Then Shiva says, oops, I cut his head. Parvati started crying. Then Shiva said, don't worry. I will put this elephant head to that boy and make him alive again. Now, that elephant head of the demon was attached to this kid who is named as Vinayaka. He was alive again. Now Parvati was so happy. She said, I'll perform, I'll celebrate it. They were good. As I said, he is pot-bellied, he is short-legged, all that things, physical characteristics are there. He was growing. In the meantime, Parvati Shiva had their own baby in the natural form, who is called Kumara Swami. Swami means God. Kumara is the kid. So generally the younger one we always call him kid. So here also he was named as Kumara Swami. Kumaraswamy. Kumara Swami. He was great. He was powerful. He is very handsome, very powerful, and what is that? Peacock was his
Mount.
vehicle.
Mount. English word is mount.
I thought, yes, the other time, I thought the
Yeah.
buffalo is also called mount in your language. That's why I thought it was mount. It's not that. Buffalo was the vehicle of Shiva there. Peacock is the vehicle of this god. Vehicle is the one which moves you anywhere.
Okay.
Right? Mount is not just mounting and then sitting there. It is a vehicle, it is taking you everywhere.
Right.
Anyway,
Tesla,
yeah.
Corolla.
So Peacock was his vehicle. One day all devatas came, all other gods have come, and they prayed Shiva, saying that we are having so many hurdles. Can you give us a god for hurdles? So that god, when we pray, that god can stop all hurdles, prevent hurdles. Then he looked at his both sons. He didn't know whom to make. When you have two sons, you always have that competition, who to give. So you always say, whoever behaves like this, I will give it to him. Here also he said, whoever goes around the earth, takes bath in every river, and comes back to me the earliest, I will make him god of hurdles. Immediately, Vinayaka looked at his dad and they said, what the heck are you doing? He is handsome, he is very energetic, he can just go like that, and his vehicle is peacock, my vehicle is rat, where am I going? And I'm so fat, rat cannot just move me so fast. How can you do this way?
How is this fair?
This is not fair. Most of the kids say always, Dad, this is not fair. So Vinayaka was also saying the same thing to Shiva. Shiva then said, there is an easy way. I will give you a mantra, some very specific sentence, chant. You just sit here, chant that. It is equivalent to going everywhere and taking dip in those rivers. That's how in your life also, if your manager asks you to do something which you do not know, just don't run. You know your weaknesses, then you go back to your manager and then say, man, you're asking me to do this, but here are my weaknesses, how do I do this? Then manager would have thought how to do it, and he would have thought about your weaknesses also. Then manager says, no, it's okay, you can do it this way, this is what I'm expecting. So first you are clearing your expectations, his expectations, and you're also asking him for help how to overcome your weaknesses or how to accomplish the work, including, with the existence of your weaknesses. That's what Ganesha did. He just went to his dad and said, what can I do now? I want to be part of this competition, but I know my weaknesses. I can't move fast. How do I do this? Immediately he gave him, Shiva has given him a very shortcut. Vinayaka prayed his father. He took what do we call that? Pradakshina, but in English. So you go around him, praying him. So Shiva was sitting and he was going around him. Yeah, so he was doing that, and then he sat at one place, started chanting that mantra. As Kumaraswamy was going to every river, he would see Vinayaka coming out after the bath. He has gone everywhere. Everywhere he saw Ganesha coming out before him. And by the time he came back to the house, he saw Vinayaka sitting before his dad. He said, I'm very, very sorry that I always insulted my brother. I thought this guy cannot move. I am going to win this competition, but now I realize how great he is. So he says, Dad, please please make him the Lord of God of hurdles. That's how he won, and he was made God of hurdles. And because all gods have got what they wanted, they were very happy. They prayed Vignesha or Vinayaka. They have fed him so much. And he never had an appetite. I mean, he had so much of appetite, he never said no to whatever was offered. He ate all of them. And remember, I mean, you might remember, when we eat so much, we can't even move. That's where Vinayaka was. He was not able to move. So by the time he started walking towards his home, it was dark. Fourth day after full moon. No, fourth day after the no moon day. He was going so slowly. Imagine yourself, if you are so much fed, you would not even walk. It's very lazy walk. He was walking that way. And by the time he went to his parents' place, now he has to do prayer to his parents. He wanted to touch their feet. Imagine, when right away he was pot-bellied and it was totally full, so it has become half circle.
And the reason we maybe could reason.
It's okay. So he wanted to touch their feet in a sleeping position on his tummy. When he tried that, what happened? His belly was like this. So if he wants to touch them with a hand, or if he wants to touch the earth with his hands, legs were looking towards the sky. When he was putting his legs on the floor, his hands were looking at the sky. So he was going like this. Seesaw. And the moon saw it. He thought it was funny. He laughed. And because of that, Vinayaka, his stomach burst. Stomach burst, and all what he ate came out. He died. That's why we always say that any person, any evil eye looks at your prosperity, you feel something bad is going to happen. Please, whatever the other person is having, have the courage to accept it. Never give an evil look. Never be jealous. Or never be funny about anyone's issues.
Here, don't make fun of people at their expense.
Don't make fun of people's inability. Mm-hmm. It is not within their control. So then Parvati was so angry at the moon. She curses him. She says, anyone who sees you will have troubles.
Bad luck and trouble.
Bad luck, and also people will blame you for something that you have not done. Sometimes you might have left $1 million suitcase here. And then you left and I entered that room, went off. You came again, you saw me going into the room, but you have not seen me going out, and you don't find your suitcase there. Immediately you will say, okay, Murthy has stolen it. We are assuming. That means I am blamed for the things that I have not done. That could have been picked by someone else also. Similarly, Parvati said, whoever sees your face will have that fate. That means they will be blamed for something that they have not done. 365 days, anytime anyone sees you, that's the problem. Imagine, when you are angry, you do not know what you are saying. Here also, Parvati did not think second time before she cursed moon. Is it possible for people not to look at moon? That means everyone will be suffering like that. So we have Sapta Rishis, which are supposed to be the seven great saints, and those are the researchers, if you want to call them in the current age,
Scientists.
scientists. So seven great scientists, they were performing some science ritual, and they were going with their wives doing that. They saw the moon. Suddenly, it so happens they get a feeling that their wives were sleeping with someone else. They let them go. They say, "Oh, we believe you have slept with someone else." They say, "What is this? What happened? We have not said anything. We have not done anything." Then they realized that while they were performing that sacred, scientific experiment, they looked at the moon, and Parvati had cursed the moon. Immediately, all of them went to Parvati and they prayed, "This is the problem that you have created for us. This is not possible we cannot live like this." Then Parvati realized her mistake. She said, "Fine, I cannot take back my curse, but that curse will be valid on the day of his birth. Whatever has happened today, the fourth day after the no moon day in a particular month. So in 365 days, on this particular day, if anyone looks at moon, he or she will have this fate, blamed for not doing, blamed even though not done anything." Days were passing by. Everyone was told not to look at the moon. One day, Krishna, you might know, Krishna is the god of Hindus after Rama.
He's the avatar. He's one of the avatars of Vishnu. I think I made a worldly post last
He
week.
loved milk. He wanted to drink milk on that particular day. He was told not to look at the moon. So he told everyone in his country that, "Be careful, today you should not be looking at the moon." But he could not resist his own love for milk. So he went into the cow. He went to the cow. He started milking the cow. In the pot, in the milk, he saw moon,
The reflection.
the reflection of moon. Immediately he thought something is going to happen. But he went back to his home. In a week after, one king called Satrajit, he was given by the sun a small diamond. And that diamond can produce pounds of gold every day. He was so happy, he brought it. He was showing off. Krishna saw it and then said, "Hey, it would be beneficial if it is with the king. Why don't you give it to king?" Satrajit immediately said, "Do you think I'm an idiot? I'm stupid. Why would I give a diamond which is going to give me number of pounds, hundreds of pounds of gold every day? I'm sorry, I'm not giving it to you." He took it back to his house. His brother, one day, without taking baths, he was going to hunt. He took that diamond, he wore in his neck, went to the forest. There, a lion saw that and thought it was a piece of meat. Lion killed him. Lion started carrying that diamond. And then one bear saw that, and he thought he can offer that to his daughter as a toy. So he killed that lion, took that diamond to his home. When Satrajit came to know about his brother's death and missing diamond, immediately who would he suspect? He said, "Oh, Krishna might have taken it. Krishna asked me, but I have not given him. So now he killed my brother and took it." He started telling everyone. Then Krishna looked at it and said, "Oh, this is the reason. This is the result of me looking at that moon on that day." Now he starts going. He goes into the forest. He starts following his Satrajit's brother's footsteps, and then he sees the dead body there. Then he saw the lion's footsteps. From there, he saw lion's dead body. From there, he saw bear's footsteps. He followed those footsteps. Finally, he reached that house with all his friends and family. He says, "Stay here, let me go in." He went inside. He saw the diamond. He was pulling it out. Then the bear's daughter started shouting, "Someone came here, someone is stealing my toy." So that bear came. Bear fought with Krishna for 18 days. Finally, he gives up and he realizes that Krishna is none other than Rama. And this bear is from Rama's time, and he was very good servant of Rama. So immediately he realizes that this is none other than Rama, but now in the form of Krishna. He bows to him. He says, "I'm sorry, I've done this. You can take my daughter, get her married, marry my daughter, and also take the diamond with you." Here again, the story of it is Jambavanta, the bear, was a very good servant of Rama. But he does not, he remembers Rama only in that form. But Rama's soul has come into Krishna. And it's totally a next time, another time altogether. But Jambavata, the bear, is not ready to recognize him as Rama. Similarly, we recognize ourselves as bodies only. This soul in this body may leave and may come back in a different body and may come back in this life. Then we will not recognize that this is the same soul Prakash would not realize that he is the same soul as Dad. I may come in the body as his son back. And he would look at him as the son only. He would not look at him, or he would not realize that he is the soul the soul is the same soul of his dad. Unless that kid remembers that and says, "Hey, you know what, I was your dad." Similarly, here also, Krishna did not tell him that he was Rama. So, bear was fighting with him, tooth and nail. Finally, he realizes that only Rama can defeat him. And because Krishna defeated him, he realized it is none other than Rama. That's how we have to learn. Anyone who comes into our life, do not recognize them by the body, physical body. Just realize that that soul has some connection with your soul. That's why that soul is in your life again. So today you may look at someone, that person might have been your daughter, your son, your parent, whatever it is. So respect every soul that comes into your life. Today you're all spending time with us, which means you were somehow connected to my soul in the previous incarnation or some time back. That's why I treat all of you as my family members only. That's what we have to learn. Then Krishna takes that diamond, gives back to Satrajit, and says, "Here it is. I have brought it back to prove my innocence." Then Satrajit was very happy. He gives his daughter to Krishna to get married. That's how Krishna gets married to Satrajit's daughter, Satyabhama, and the bear's daughter, Jambavati. He gets to marry them. And he does not keep the diamond. He says, "I don't want this. This diamond has created so many troubles. You take it. And if I take it, again, people may think that I've done it purposely and I retrieved the diamond back, created a big story so that I can take it. So I don't want that." He gave it to Satrajit. Then all his citizens said, "Krishna, you are capable of getting away from that curse. How can we do that? How can we are not capable of doing that.
You're basically a god, and even you were affected by this.
Yeah, so how can we come out of it?" Then Krishna said, on this day, anyway, 364 days you are not affected. On the 365th day, if you listen to this story and take those akshatas, put on your own head, then even on that day, if you look at moon, if you look at moon, you will not have that fate. Again, this is a faith that we believe, and virtually we are putting these akshatas on your head also, so that you will not have this kind of a trouble. Whether you saw moon or not, it's always people misunderstand us, and how to get out of that misunderstanding, that's what we have to learn. Krishna has never given up. He went ahead and tried to prove that it was not him. Similarly, when you are blamed for something that you have not done, don't get annoyed, don't get angry with the person who said. Instead, look at what happened and prove your innocence. That's how you can get back the friendship. That's all. Thank you so much for joining us. That ends the prayer today.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you guys have a great day. If you have any questions, send them my way on Twitter, and I'll ask my dad. But in the end, you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And see you guys later. Okay? Bye.
If you want to show them.
Oh, yeah. Let me show you guys the actual, how it looks. Hold on. Sorry. You have to see me. But, yeah. So you can see the elephant-headed god. We got one from outside, and then we made one at home using a mold. But that's the altar. And then, so a lot of this is, like I said, we in South India do it. For example, we have kind of like a mobile. I'm not yet entirely sure exactly why we do it yet. I have to still do my research a little bit. But essentially, we have a grid up top that we then attach various forms of fruits to, kind of like a way to entice God to come and have a nice environment to sit in. And yeah, and there you go. You can see the food that we have, that we made. And but yeah, anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You have a good night or good day. Bye.